But they felt weird about getting in front of everyone in front of a mic. I totally get it. Come up and ask me. I'd be happy to answer. Hey.
Hi, my name is Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine.
Keith. I'm Vice President of Black Business Forward Alliance and just active community member.
Okay.
My question has to do with downward departures. I know the state of Oregon uses downward departures to figure out basic sentencing for misdemeanor crimes. I know that the prison system doesn't always, well, it doesn't work in the favor for marginalized communities. So when we go to court for things, we're usually sentenced at a longer sentence than somebody else who isn't a person of color, white, that
roughly
gets,
seven times longer sentence in jail.
They usually get a slap on the wrist, and we're getting sentenced 5, 10, 15 years for crimes that are very similar. I guess my question is, like, what is your stance on that, and what actions do you feel need to be made in order to eradicate that? And I'm speaking from personal experience. I mean, the downward departure, it also leaves loopholes for age and your family status. And I know in the Black community, we have men that are needed in their family position. And to have so many of them serving prison sentences for unjust crimes and basically being free slaves in the justice system. Like, where do you stand? What is your input?
So, well, thank you for that question, Jasmine, and I'm glad that you touched on it before I did. Well, if you hadn't, I would have. The biggest reason that they're crowding as many people, especially people of marginalized communities, especially people of color, into jail, is because the 13th Amendment didn't end chattel slavery. It simply took it out of the hands of the private sector and handed it exclusively to the government. And we've seen how that's played out. There are multi-billion-dollar free prison labor contractors that are making so much money on the backs of our fellow Americans, the vast majority of whom are in jail for crimes that had no victim, like drug crimes, like gun crimes, like sex work crimes, like tax crimes, and so forth, where there wasn't an actual victim and there's no reason they should even be in jail or be prosecuted in the first place. They're making so much money off of it that they're traded publicly on the stock market. They are making tens of billions of dollars a year on the backs of our fellow human beings and our fellow Americans. And it's gotten so bad, I don't know if this is true in Oregon, but in an increasing number of states, they actually have a quota of a minimum number of you, the American people, that have to be in their prison at any given time. This is an arbitrary line that they draw based on a contract they have with those contractors, and if they go below that line, if the number of you that are allowed to be free goes too high and that number of people in prison goes down too much, they have to pay out rewards and penalties to those contractors.